The Great Hall of the Nexus Prime stretched across 3 kilometers of polished crystalline floor, its vaulted ceiling disappearing into manufactured twilight. Representatives from 47 species stood in ordered clusters, their diplomatic entourages forming a rainbow of chitin, scales, feathers, and synthetic flesh. At the hall's center, the Empyrean scanner hummed with ancient authority, a relic from the first civilization, designed to identify those worthy of leading the Galactic Council. Princess Elsa of the Valorian Empire adjusted her neural crown, its silver filaments catching the ambient light. She was the favorite to pass the scanner's test. 300 years of selective breeding had produced her bloodline specifically for this moment. Her genetic markers were perfect, her tactical scores unprecedented, her diplomatic achievements already legendary at merely 70 standard years. Nervous? Asked Zia, the human ambassador's aide standing too close by Valorian standards. Elsa's secondary eyes flickered toward him. Humans. Such a paradox. They had stumbled into the galactic community only 2 centuries ago, their primitive vessels barely capable of FTL travel, yet somehow, they had wormed their way into every major institution, their adaptability compensating for their numerous biological deficiencies. Valorians do not experience nervousness, Elsa replied coolly. Our neural conditioning eliminates such inefficient emotions. Zia grinned, that peculiar human expression that could mean anything from genuine joy to tactical deception. Right. That's why your left hand has been cycling through stress positions for the last 10 minutes. Elsa immediately stilled her hand, irritated that he had noticed. Humans possessed an unsettling ability to read micro-expressions across species barriers, another evolutionary accident from their chaotic development. The scanner's administrator, a crystalline archon named Seventh Who Remembers, raised its prismatic limbs. The selection begins. Each candidate will approach the scanner. It will measure not merely genetic potential, but something deeper, the capacity to bear the weight of civilizations. One by one, candidates approached. The Thoraxian prince, whose carapace bore the scars of 100 diplomatic victories. The scanner glowed amber, insufficient. The ethereal priestess who had unified 3 warring sectors through philosophy alone. The scanner pulsed green, then faded. Close but lacking, Elsa's turn arrived. She walked with practiced grace, each step calculated. The scanner's surface rippled as she placed her hand upon it. Light coursed through the device, analyzing quantum signatures, probability matrices, leadership potential across 10,000 variables. The hall held its collective breath. The scanner glowed brilliant gold. Whispers erupted. Gold indicated exceptional potential, the highest rating in 3 centuries. But the light didn't solidify. It flickered, wavering as if uncertain, then went dark. Elsa stumbled backward, shock cracking through her neural conditioning. Impossible. Every simulation had confirmed her compatibility. She was designed for this. Seventh Who Remembers tilted its prismatic head. Curious. The scanner indicates potentiality without completion, as if you are a perfect vessel waiting for something that does not exist within you. 20 more candidates attempted. 20 more failures. The assembled species began murmuring about postponing the selection, about the scanner's possible malfunction. What about the human? The voice came from Ambassador Chen, Zia's superior. The hall erupted in multilingual protests. Humans weren't even in the running. They were observers. Recent additions barely passed their probationary membership. The scanner was created by the first civilization, Seventh Who Remembers said slowly. Its protocols recognize no species restrictions. If the human wishes to attempt, absolutely not, snapped the Thoraxian prince. Humans lack the genetic refinement, the neural capacity, the simple biological sophistication. I'll do it, Zia said, stepping forward. Elsa watched him approach the scanner. He moved without the grace of genetic engineering, without the precision of neural conditioning. His gait was casual, almost careless. Everything about him screamed ordinary. Zia placed his hand on the scanner. The device didn't glow. It erupted. Light blazed from the scanner in colors that had no names, frequencies that made several species' sensory organs shut down protectively. The crystalline floor cracked beneath the energy surge. Holographic equations materialized in the air. Probability cascades spiraling into configurations the first civilization had theorized but never witnessed. The scanner actually spoke in a voice like galaxies grinding together. Paradox entity detected. Unlimited potentiality. Chaos framework supporting order structure. Evolutionary template. Perpetual adaptation warning. Entity represents both greatest threat and greatest hope to galactic stability. Then, more quietly, worthy, the light faded. Zia stood blinking, his hand still on the scanner. What just happened? Pandemonium. Half the species present began shouting objections. The other half stood in stunned silence, recalculating everything they thought they knew about galactic hierarchy. Elsa found herself walking toward Zia, driven by curiosity that overrode her conditioning. How? She demanded. You have no enhancements, no genetic optimization, no neural modifications. Exactly. Seventh, who remembers, interrupted, its crystalline form vibrating with what might have been excitement. Humans are unfinished. Every other species reached evolutionary stability, then developed technology. Humans develop technology while still in evolutionary flux. They are not refined. They are not perfect. They are adaptable beyond rational limits. Zia scratched his head, looking uncomfortable with the attention. Look, I don't want to lead the council. I'm just an aide. The scanner doesn't measure desire, Seventh, who remembers, said. It measures capacity. You possess something we sacrificed in our pursuit of perfection, infinite potential for change. Elsa studied Zia with new eyes, all four of them. The scanner hadn't chosen him despite his humanity. It had chosen him because of it. This is insane, the Thoraxian prince hissed. A human cannot lead. The scanner has spoken, Seventh, who remembers, declared. For the first time in galactic history, we have a crownless king. No genetic royalty. No manufactured superiority, simply possibility. Zia looked at Elsa, something like panic in his eyes. She found herself smiling, a genuine expression, not a diplomatic one. Welcome to the burden of leadership, she said. I believe you'll need advisors. Fortunately, I am now available. Zia laughed, that nervous human sound. This is going to be a disaster, isn't it? Elsa considered the question seriously. Considered the chaos humanity represented. Their refusal to be bound by logic or tradition. Their maddening ability to find solutions in impossibility. Probably, she admitted. But perhaps that's precisely what the galaxy needs. The scanner pulsed once more as if in agreement, and Elsa wondered if the first civilization had known this day would come, when the galaxy would need not a perfect king, but an imperfect one capable of infinite growth. Sometimes the crown wasn't meant for the best candidate. Sometimes it was meant for the one who could still become anything at all.